Hey, I'm AD Dolphin, the CEO of Dherbs.com. Here at Dherbs, we get a lot of health-related questions. This week, we are going to tackle lead poisoning. Today's first question, you guys, comes from Yeehaw Ranch and Sloamy Fan. How do you know if you have lead poisoning or exposure to toxic chemicals? You don't, you're already dead. This is fiction. Lead poisoning and other toxic chemicals that you may be exposed to will definitely show up prior to death. However, it's very hard to diagnose whether or not you have lead poisoning because honestly, it really depends on the exposure. Low exposure leads to vague symptoms, which could be anything. Some of the things you should typically look out for as far as symptoms go: fatigue, stomach problems, behavior problems, especially when it comes to children, because they are more in jeopardy than adults. And that's why screening is so important. When it comes to lead poisoning, the neurological damage is actually irreversible, but we do have safe and effective treatments that can remove those poisons from your system, but you must make sure that you're not going to be in that same environment where you're receiving those toxins. The next question comes from Axilla. Do people who have bullets or bullet fragments lodged in their body subsequently show symptoms of lead poisoning? This is a fact. Although it's not super common, the bullet actually has to be still within your body, and your body tends to create scar tissue. But if that doesn't occur, that means you're still going to be exposed to the poison. Lead poisoning from a bullet is especially dangerous because of the fact that it takes so long for those symptoms to show up. And also, if that bullet begins to break down in your body, it's even harder to get that lead out. And this makes treatment really difficult. And this is something I just discovered. If a hunter shoots an animal and that bullet is a lead bullet and that bullet is still within that animal and you consume it, you can actually get lead poisoning from that. Now, the best part about this is that we have discovered it, and also they came up with copper bullets, which is a countermeasure to protect us from this happening to us. Final question comes from Malachite. 8-year-olds in the 18th century getting lead poisoning from factory conditions? Shaking hand emoji, stoners microdosing on heavy metals from cannabis. This is a fact. Not all cannabis is contaminated. When it comes to this plant is really good at pulling the heavy metals from the soil. Some varieties are actually bred for this quality to clean the contaminated soil. Illicit cannabis may also be cut with heavy metals by dealers. Smoking marijuana definitely transfers more heavy metals to your system compared to other ways of ingesting marijuana. And that's because there is no federal monitoring of legal cannabis. This can definitely be fixed. First, we need to test the soil. And if it's high in lead or high in contaminants in general, then we won't allow farming to occur there. That's all for today. Thank you for watching Fact or Fiction. If you have any questions and you want them answered, you can email us at factorfiction@dherbs.com or message us on social media. In the meantime, like, subscribe, and don't forget to stay healthy.